This is a data about the whole global e-commerce market. As we can see, the Chinese e-commerce market is occupied about 55% of the global e-commerce market in last year. If we compare the China with the US market, we can see that the Chinese market is about 4 times bigger than the US, okay? And in terms of growth rate, it is about 2 times higher than the US. So, and it's just after India. Okay, India is 32% and China is 27%. But considering about the scale, actually, yeah, 27% is really high. And this is the penetration rate. Last year, the penetration rate of Chinese e-commerce market is 37%, which means every $100 spending of the retail market, 37 happened online. Well, I expect that because this data was released before the COVID-19, so I expect that this year the data should be even higher than this. And so if you probably before this, you just think about, okay, I will go to the biggest market. Where is the biggest? Yeah, it should be US, right? Every time we just think about US, but actually that is China if we talk about online. And another data I can give you is this, 11/11. I don't know whether you have heard of this. 11/11 means November the 11th, okay? So, and this is the biggest shopping festival in China and the world. So if we look at the data of last 11/11, the sales was 38 billion US dollars in one day. Yes, 38 billion US dollars. And this data is just Tmall, one platform in China, one country. And I believe, of course, you know Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but how big are they? Black Friday last year globally was only 7.2 billion US dollars in one day. Okay, so which means the 11/11 is more than 5 times bigger than Black Friday globally. So yeah, this is you can imagine how big the market is, right? And this is the money in RMB, and this screen capture is in the 11/11 campaign showroom in Alibaba headquarters. Okay, I was there for several times. Then we can also look at the growth rates of the Chinese market economy. Although the COVID-19 started in China, and yes, the Chinese economy was deeply impacted by the COVID-19, especially at the Q1. But after that, the Chinese government successfully controlled this epidemic. Well, you may still doubt, is that true? I mean, is this government's data reliable? Well, to tell the truth, I personally, although I cannot go to China because yeah, Hong Kong, China border is blocked, it's still locked down, but I have many friends living in China. So according to the information I heard, that every shopping center, every restaurant, every park full of people, and they don't have to wear a mask. So, which means, yes, the epidemic is fully under control in this country. And that is why we are expecting that, well, this is not our data, this is the data from economists. And so it is expected that the economy, only 3 countries will increase this year: Indonesia, China, and India, while all the other countries will decrease. And this was the data of by this March. So I would say maybe in India the data will be lower than this. And despite, and although yes, there are many many forecasts of the data. So, but we can see that uh, the growth rate of China in 2020 is between 1.5 to 2.6. But no matter which data from which organization, this is positive. And you may also wonder, what about the government? Well, the good news for you is that the government, this is the government's, one of the latest documents from the Chinese government, and they encourage import business. Why? Because they want to balance the trade. For many years, China sell products around the world, right? China export is the factory of the world. But this cannot continue, especially these years, the trade war between China and the US, and eventually this will go to maybe other countries like Europe or Japan. So the Chinese government want to balance this by import more products. And another reason is the Chinese consumers. They love foreign products, especially after a very famous, well, I would say it's a notorious scandal happened in 12 years ago, the mini mine scandal, which in the year 2008, some notorious merchants, they put the mini mine, which is a chemical ingredient, into the baby formula, the milk powder for babies. And this killed thousands of babies. And after that, no Chinese people trust Chinese products. Initially, they don't trust Chinese milk powder, and then they spread it to any baby products, and then it spread it to any Chinese product. So this is another reason that if the government forbids people to buy these kind of foreign products, then the people will use some smuggling and some, this kind of method to ship the products into the Chinese territory. So that is why the government decided, okay, let's do this. Let's encourage the foreign product imports so that I can control it. And and this is called cross-border e-commerce. Okay, and also what we are discussing now. And also the government further reduced the duty and tax for foreign products. I believe you have already heard of this on TV or newspapers. Every year, the Chinese government reduced some duty and tax for foreign products. And but the bad news for you is there will be fewer outbound travelers. This is the data that many Chinese tourists, they go overseas, they go to Europe, they go to America, they went to Japan, Australia for traveling, right? And by this traveling, they not just spend money in these countries, but also buy things and take it back to the China, and not just for themselves, but also for their friends and families and colleagues. Yeah, this is very common, and I believe that you have seen so many Chinese tourists in the local supermarket, department store, full of people, but now because of COVID-19, they're gone. Okay, it is expected that this data was, these data from the third party, okay, research, but this data was not, because no one can this data could be rather low, right? No one can forecast how many Chinese tourists this year. This was done by myself, but I expect that this year 90% of the Chinese tourists will go. So, but on the other hand, these people, although they cannot go to physically go to other countries, but their desire, their hunger for foreign products is still there. Okay, so how to satisfy them? The best way is to buy e-commerce, cross-border e-commerce, which is our topic today. So I'll give you a quick summary about the market overview. Why China? Number one, the Chinese e-commerce market is the biggest and growing fastest around the world. Second, Chinese economy is recovering very fast after COVID-19. Okay, yes, it is fully recovered, almost fully recovered. Okay, well, number three, the Chinese government also supports the product import to balance the trade. This is, last year, there is import expo in Shanghai every year. Okay, so this is, and even President Xi Jinping went to the first expo in Shanghai. And the last, let Chinese tourists make them more purchasing online. This is a perfect timing for you guys. So this is the first topic about why China.